you look at the best players, the current best player, number one in the world, Sinner, and you look at Federer and you look at Djokovic, you have these commonalities, all right, that the next gen, including these new guys, do not have, all right? So when you look at the difference between Shelton and Sinner, what do you notice? Well, one of the biggest problems I see in the modern game today is, again, I think it's how it's taught, is open stance. I'm not going to review the three stances. Go ahead and click on my other videos where I talk about the three stances, because people do use open stance and neutral stance interchangeably, and I hate that. Semi-closed, semi-open is also known as neutral stance, but it gets really confusing. So there's open stance, closed stance, and neutral stance. Now, open stance is pretty much non-existent to me. That's where your feet are parallel and you swing from right to left. Okay, that's once in a blue moon, that's 5%. Okay, 85% of your shots are hit in neutral stance, which is where you have your left foot in front and your right foot out. And I'll show you a picture here. The other 10% is closed stance for approach shot, swinging around on the outside leg. So the issue with the modern game is we're gonna start first with the stance. So watch Shelton. Every ball he hits short, I've made another video on this, more often than not, he's on his outside leg and he's doing this, reaching for the ball. That is an emergency stance. So again, I'm not his level, I'm not that great, but the point is, can he be better? So I'm pointing out these clips of where he's finishing with a traditional follow through. And by traditional, I mean somewhere around the shoulder. It doesn't have to be exactly over the shoulder. Tennis is a game of adaptation. You have your technique, your contact point, but he's finishing through, okay? So every time he finishes through, lo and behold, he's stepping his weight into the front foot, and his follow through is going forward instead of up. Okay, so when players are going up, they're late and it's an emergency. And I'm going to go back to my coach because he's 100% right. He said, never try to coach and copy Nadal. And I think that's currently what all these players are trying to do. They're trying to copy Nadal. And that's great because these guys are talented and great players. But it's just the best of the best, which is, again, Sinner, Djokovic, Federer. Every once in a while, and I found one of Sinner catching it like this, but they're usually more in offense. They're usually backboards because they're catching the ball in front of them. Sinner, of course, adds a little bit more pace. Djokovic takes pace of the ball and redirects really well, but they're always on their front foot, and more often than not, they're hitting this shot. The Sheltons, the other players that can't get over the hump, are like this. Zverev also is very good at catching it in front. I think it's sort of that mental pressure in the end. So what can we learn on the forehand? The three things. First, get on your front foot. Okay, do not hit off your side leg unless you're late off to the side or here. And the problem is we're creatures of habit. Just like when you learn slice and you see all these lower levels being lazy with slice and just stabbing at it and not leaning into the ball using their body. We're creatures of habit. We get lazy. This works really good. I mean, look at Sean for his case. But could he be better? And at our level, could we even be better? Yes, because it's just it's working on something simple. That's why, again, I'm not bagging on him. I'm just saying for our level and even for his level, if we cut the ball more in front and finish through, I mean, the video speaks for itself. The ball goes deeper. That's why the backhands are always better, because we're going into the court. We're not going away from the court, reaching on the ball, right? And I think it's something that needs to be taught at the lower level we have to cut off the angle like a backhand and step into our stroke instead of teaching players to reach and hit on that outside leg all the time. I think it's better to cut off angles and do this one an emergency. Okay, so again, first thing is the stance. The second thing is pay attention to your follow through. Okay, and the follow through is a byproduct of your contact point. Okay, but I mean, so I say follow through. You could focus on contact point. Again, it can be used interchangeably, but really it is contact point in the sense of when you make contact, is it in front of you enough where you can go out towards your target, or like you're hitting 4 tennis balls, 1, 2, 3, 4 forward, or are you going up and straight like this, which is going to pull the ball dipping down short and cross. So I think that's what Sinner did really well. Attacked Shelton's forehand, pulled him out, kept getting him reaching until he could step in and crack it down the line. All right. And so I guess I said three things. It's really two. Stance, get on your front foot. And the second one is pay attention to your contact point and follow through to where you're going into the court. And if you do that, you are going to be a so much better ball striker. Forget about all this, I forget the guy's name, but all this crap of, sorry, I'm not a salesman of racket flips, or I have this one special trick to get more power on your forehand. Again, it's footwork. It's putting in the work and grinding and focusing on contact point and traditional, fundamentals. It's basics, guys. It's basics. There's no secret trick for any of this stuff. It's putting in the time. All right? Yeah, that's why I have less views. Till next time, guys.